everyone. So I'm going to be doing cultural studies on the parable of the sower. I also did my psychoanalysis on it, and if you think I'm obsessed with this book, it's because I am. It's great in so many areas, and it can be widely studied in so many areas. Anyways, let's get to it. So, what really made me think to do Parable of the Sower in cultural studies is by the first note that we saw in Aaron's video, right? And it's under what is culture, and the first bullet point is the cultivation or development of the mind, faculties, manners, etc., improvement in education and training. Lauren, the main character of the book, who is hyper empathetic, she is only 15 and she has a very big adult role. And by that, she is a teacher of kids from like 5 to 8, I think. I can't recall. But she has a very big influence on the younger generation, right? And so she's trying to find ways to prepare them other than just general education, right? So I think what Lauren tries to do is prepare them for the unexpected and to expect the unexpected, right? And so and the next kind of thing is that she's so passionate about her community striving for a better culture, right? Not saying that she thinks that it's toxic, she just thinks it can be improved. And I think that's what she's really passionate about. And she has known and accepted from the very beginning that there is no like utopia in this situation. Like, this is a dystopian novel, right? And it's like she understands that. She knows that she lives in a dystopian world and that there is no utopia. So she has learned that and accepted that and is now teaching that to younger generations. Right, so I found this article, and it's called Reassessing the Utopian Novel, Octavia Butler, Derrida, and the Impossible Future of Utopia, right? And what I pulled a quote from was this. From Lauren's desire to read about edible plants, the packing of her survival bag, to her water filtration experiments, Butler's narrative emphasizes preparedness, inquisitiveness, and desire to affirm the unrepresentable. Butler's discourse stresses the political and ethical activism that results from and is perpetuated by the aporia. Lauren affirms the future in spite of its undecidability. She gestures towards a utopia that is nowhere, right? And so that goes back to my statement that she knows that there is no better utopia, right? So she has to create a culture that cannot be compared to any other culture that they've known and studied in these books, because this culture is something that's never been foreseen. It's never been done before. There's a sense of comfort. That's the better word. Comfort in our culture. We understand it a little better, right? Because we've been around it. Well, that's not the case for this. She has to develop a new culture to improve their livelihood in this community, which is dystopian. You know, they're fighting for their lives. They need to be more prepared. They need to know how to shoot guns. They need to know how to grow food and bake it and so forth. So she has to grab this sense of, yeah, these older people want to think there's a utopia, but Lauren is starting to teach her younger generation that there is none. It's done. It's nowhere to be found. Right? So the structure of this culture is unpredictable, right? And culture is usually predictable and it has reputation. But now we're being looked at, okay, well, what if there's a culture that isn't predictable and it's beyond our understanding? So I think there could be a lot done in the cultural studies in Parable of the Sower, because it's a dystopian world, and of course that goes beyond understanding. But it's cool to see that this was done. This was, written in the 2020s, and here we are, and we're following suit, right? We're entering an age and culture that's unpredictable, and we too can no longer seek a better utopia.